We're going old school with this one. I just realized the synergy between Titans and healers and the king kind of just pushing the core. Your healers will make sure everybody stopped off at the same time. And we're going with an old school variant of this. Look, no fireball, no royal champion charge in this one. There's no mass invisibilities. It's just zap into Titans. Like, you guys, if you're playing after a long break, or if you're coming specifically only into Town Hall 17, this was the go-to attack for Town Hall 15, and hero equipments are gonna make this so much more broken at Town Hall 17. The only reason I'm bringing this up right now is because at Town Hall 16 you needed 7 zap spells, so it was a little expensive. But now we have space for a little bit more preservation in the army, and especially with the electro boots, it's like a defense targeting titan that keeps hiding behind the scenes as well. Ultimate synergy. I'm not going to talk much more about it right now. I'll just take you guys through some attacks. I'm going to take you guys through some friendly challenges I did, and it's a very simple army theoretically. You just need to try to ward and walk around a funnel point that you can build upon. So I'm not going to give you too much of a very detailed example right away. We'll walk through it slowly as we go through multiple base styles. But for instance, over here, this is a very simple funnel point, and maybe I can pull up like a zap radius chart for you guys as reference sometime during this video in case it gets a little difficult to identify it, but that's all you have to do. So if you think about it, the warden has just walked enough to reach the ring that we kind of cut out into the middle of the base. So we made a hole, the warden has cut to it, and we are set. There's nothing more for my warden to honestly do. I can pull him off straight away. Queen with her giant arrow. We have one golem with her, and we have one witch as well with her. I guess the golem went off to the side a bit, so that's totally okay. We'll just take advantage of it with my royal champion and a skeleton spell off over here. So just look at the wave like motion we're creating over here. It's like we have our queen to kind of create a funnel with the help of the royal champion, and the titans all together just push the core, absolutely push the core. You'll notice like these guys start splitting around, but it's totally okay. The only reason I'm using a flame flinger over here is because it'll just leave behind some straggling defenses on the back end of the base, but it's totally okay. Like honestly, my king is even walking around on this one, but it doesn't even matter. We're just having aura damage everywhere throughout the base. It's actually such a ridiculous energy, you guys. It's completely underrated. So yeah, like now these guys are going to start pushing the core slightly. You can see looks like my queen will wrap around to the top of the base. My royal champion is going to go towards the town hall. We just have one rage and things are so messy, but that's the crazy part about this. It just matters that your initial path is good enough for everybody to more or less stick together, and that's all that mattered over here. Like I could preserve every single thing within my warden ability to push through most of the core. What's crazy is the fact that I'm able to have everybody push together so well like this just from that initial funnel point. Like I still have my king ability, my queen is still super healthy, and with the warden also tagging along behind, it's just perfect synergy. So there's not much more that I need. It goes really quickly. You don't need to funnel your titans perfectly into the base. What matters is that everybody moves like a wave around it. So even if my queen actually followed outside around the base like I intended to with the golem, it's okay. The royal champion would have snuck in with the titans anyway, and the queen would have stuck to the outside of the base, and king would have gone in. He would have used his spiky ball in the core a little earlier, and this would have been a very clean finish. But just the fact that we're able to delete defenses in the core that way and create such a simple funnel, that's all you have to do. Zap some good area within the core that is easily reachable with your warden and build upon that funnel point. Nothing more is needed. Let's just move on to some more examples. Alright, I'm going to show you guys another base where I end up using a flame flinger, and hopefully you guys can try to understand what you should use as the target based on which you should form the funnel. And you guys are going to really enjoy this. There's 2 expos on my warden and they're both leveled up, but I don't need any spells. My warden is able to handle it just fine. That is the beauty of running this attack with hero equipment now. The rage gem does so much for him. So there we have it. That's the zap that we decided to go for. Not even this heavy other cannon in the core, because what matters is trying to reach this point, right? Like I have a natural void space over here with these walls, so all that I have to do over here is just reach that particular point. So that's it. I'm just trying to create that hole in the base. You'll notice I had used one invis spell on my warden just because he started taking damage from the ricochet cannon splashing through. So it's like 2 expos on a ricochet cannon. That's a huge no-no. Anyways, here we try to get the funnel in really quickly. Yeah, there we go. Everybody just kind of comes in at once. Not really much to it. I think what's also really cool about this is the golem. It's very like it's underappreciated. The golem splits into 4 golemites after it dies out, which is just perfect for us. So I think over here just works perfectly fine for us. Like the queen keeps moving, we have an additional skeleton spell up ahead. Like this is what I'm talking about. We have so many protective spells. We have one skeleton spell, one invis spell, and one freeze spell, and each of them are useful throughout multiple phases of the attack. So I've bought my warden ability so late into the attack. We still have our king ability, we still have our royal champion ability. Everything is going super smooth. My flame flinger didn't even get the value it was supposed to get. It died out early because it caught a Tesla. But there we have it. Like queen is rotating safely around the entire base. Royal champion, as I suggested, keeps just hiding behind the titans, and her spirit fox practically never dies out just because of that. The ability of everybody to group together when you're using a titan smash is ridiculous. All you need is a path through the base, and that is more than sufficiently provided with the help of zaps, especially right now where people are baiting royal champion charges. You can just go ahead and zap them out. You don't even have to worry about timing anything. You don't have to worry about losing your spirit fox. It's so stress free. Just make a hole somewhere in the base with the help of your spells, and make sure that you're making a hole somewhere where it's feasible to reach with your warden into it. That's literally all you need, guys. So even if your siege doesn't get value, you can go ahead and smash bases just like this. And this is a fully upgraded base. These are all like first time attempts. Maybe I'll show you. Like you can see, it's like all first time attempts over here. I'm not missing at all using this army, so take it, take that how you will, right? I'll show you guys some more examples. It's a really fast moving attack. I want to show some attention to that too. I tried this out for the very last attacks in Legend League, and now let's just take some examples, right, of what we've been talking about so far. I've been saying you need to find a place to zap such that your warden can reach into the place that has been zapped to create an approximate funnel for you. So on this one, I went very simple. I just went for the fire spitters. I know I could have gone for any of these other places, but I couldn't see any good flame flinger value because all of these corners are well protected with enemy heroes. Now, considering that there's no good value around those entry points, I thought, you know what, okay, at least I'll be able to wipe out all the defenses in this particular compartment. And now look at this, that invis spell. So clutch. My warden, he's literally like 1 health. And now this poison lizard as well. Rocket loons, goodbye. It's just a couple of ice golems. Nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened over here. There's no reason for us to worry about. So like poison lizard, justified. And the invis spell as well, justified. Like one of each of these protective spells, they're just, it's literally perfect. You don't need more than one of each type, and they all come in handy for different places. So I'm just going to fast forward this. Just look at the time on the clock before I end up starting the titans, right? So around 1:40, we're down to like 1 minute 30. It's 1 minute 28. My warden is still only over here. We have the entire base to deal with. This is what I'm saying. Like this army goes so ridiculously fast. I haven't even started yet. Yeah, skeleton spell out on the border, which siege barracks, because again, like siege barracks over here because no good flame flinger value, and these guys will handle our entire flank. Perfect funnel for our titans to go in. A jump given in advance. This is also important. You need to give that you need to give the access well in advance, otherwise these guys are going to risk walking out and around. So that's about it. We just have everybody kind of thrown in. Nothing for us to really worry about now. I've only popped my warden ability because of the monolith, and I try to span the rage over both my royal champion as well as my titans. That's about it. Now the queen is more or less safe roaming around outside. Our yetis from the siege barracks come to join in with our titans. And look at this, guys. Like the yak has broken through, allowing my king to get some good value with his spiky wall. and earthquake boots. I don't really need to say much more. Like the the warden remains hidden, like well hidden. Like I still have all of my titans alive. Look at them, 3 titans alive. My ice golem just popped, and now we also have 3 yetis coming in. Not to mention my royal champion's ability is still yet to be used on top of this. It's just such overkill. There's not much for me to say. It's such a simple attack. I just hope you can appreciate the simplicity of the attack and how crazily overpowered this can be. You just have to make sure everybody moves as a wave through the base. Ensure there's continuous cross tanking. That's why we have 2 golems, one normal golem and one ice golem, just to ensure that your heroes can remain protected for that much longer. It's it's like so good. Yeah, I guess this is all I really want to show you guys. I'll cover one more replay and then we'll call this one a wrap. Alright, we've got a very well spread base over here. Nice core, it's well isolated. And I'm going to show you guys how you can deal with a bit of an outlier of a base whenever you do find them. I only have one rage in this army, and sometimes it's necessary to rage up my warden. But it's okay if you can justify it with how you use your siege machine as well as your zap spells. For instance, on this base, it should be fairly obvious that I want to zap out something in this rage core. It's just a lot of damage for us to deal with. There's no reason for us to really go with it. This entire bottom section of the base is very good for a flame flinger. All I have to do to enable that is warden walk from the bottom of the base. But if I want to warden walk from the bottom of the base, look at what I have to deal with. I have to deal with an X-bow as well as a multi-archer tower on me at the same time. And that is why, in order to justify how well your zaps come into effect on this base, as well as what your siege does for you, it is totally okay to get a rage down for your warden walk itself. Sadly, he moves a little bit off course and I have to use my rage pretty early. You'll see that very shortly over here. But there we have it. The flame flinger is down. I'm trying to get like these collectors out of the way so that my warden sticks to the right. And just look at this, look at the way he steps, man. Like, it's crazy. I had to burn an invis as well on him, but it's okay, totally worth it. He has healing at least raised up. I have to even burn the freeze. Unbelievable. I didn't even remember that I had to do this, but it's okay. Once again, as long as you can justify it, right? Because now I can see like the flame flingers on the X-bow, so pull him off. Typical thing with the queen, the golem out over here with the skeleton spell to tank for both the ricochet cannon and the single inferno. Of course, royal champion as well. Like, you don't have to wait at all. Just allow these people to move as a wave through the base. So you can see the titans are majorly coming in from the bottom, and the queen is coming in from the top to cut the funnel with the help of the witch and the golem. And these guys, you just have to throw your royal champion right in between your titans and your queen. That is it. That's all you have to do. And now we don't even need a poison spell. These witches are going to get immediately fried. They don't even exist. I've only popped my warden ability over here because I have no choice. The monolith is firing away at my king. So we'll try our best to ensure that the king gets as far as he possibly can before he is forced to pop his ability. There we go. That's about it. He opened as many walls as he could. The titans are free to access the very back end of this base with my royal champion ability still intact. And look guys, she still goes invisible. Her spirit fox is still super healthy. My warden's rage gem is gonna buff everybody up, no problems whatsoever. And only now my titans are starting to die out to the single inferno. Queen has managed to remain completely safe off to the border over here with the help of just one witch, literally one witch and the frost mites. That's it. That's all you need to protect yourself. And there we have it. The flame flinger did its job. Royal champion ability still not popped. Like, in spite of using all my protective spells and my rage at the start of this attack, this base got completely crushed because we managed to move to the base taking advantage of what our zaps did and get a very solid flame flinger. So there you go. Justify your spells in that sense. If you don't see great flame flinger value somewhere, don't force it. You don't have to do it. Even if it's something to help on the back end, it's okay as long as you don't spend too many spells on your warden. So just try to justify the value you're getting with your zaps and your siege if you want to spend more spells on your warden walk itself. Otherwise, not much to it. I'm really having a lot of fun going back to this. This just makes me feel like I'm back at Town Hall 15, guys. So do try it out. The army link will be in the description as always. Let me know how you find it, and that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.